In this exercise, we will present a scenario. Then you, the viewer, will choose the correct answer. After you make your selection, Chris will provide feedback. You enroll your new foster daughter in soccer as an after-school activity to help her meet other children. It turns out she has a natural talent for soccer, and it becomes the only thing she cares about. In the classroom, however, she is falling even farther behind and has had multiple office referrals for disruptive behavior. How might you use her love for soccer to help her become more successful in school? A. Do a behavior contract with her, which takes soccer away as a consequence for disruptive behavior at school. B. Invite her teacher to one of her soccer games. C. Ask the gym teacher if she can find 15 minutes a week to take your child and a couple of her classmates to the field to kick the ball around during lunch, not as a reward or consequence, but as a predictable part of the week. D. All of the above, or E, B, and C.
Correct. Inviting the teacher to a soccer game is a real possibility. This will give your daughter a chance to show off and both of you a chance to build a relationship with the teacher. Also, weekly lunchtime play dates can promote predictability, build caring relationships, and create a sense of belonging. While these approaches might not be a quick fix for her disruptions in the classroom, building on her strengths might be the most effective over the long term.
Your foster-to-adopt son is a fifth grader who always forgets to bring his coat home from school. Every afternoon when he gets off the bus, you ask, "Did you remember your coat?" He usually just gives you his blank stare. What do? A. You give him rewards when he remembers. B. You wait to ask him about the coat until after dinner, when he usually is the most relaxed. C. You start making notes about other times when he gives you the blank stare. D. All of the above, or E, A, and C.
You are partially correct. The answer is all of the above. Even though it's expected that he'll remember his coat, it isn't happening. So giving your son rewards when he does remember will build his confidence. Also, waiting to ask about the coat until he is more relaxed and letting him know that he is not in trouble might open up communication. His blank stares are my major concern. I suggest looking for patterns and clues as to why the blank stares might be happening. Stepping back, trying to understand what he's thinking, and noting when and where this behavior happens are all excellent ideas.
Let's return to the first girl's story. Imagine that things are improving at school, but since soccer season has ended, you've noticed that your daughter is often forgetting to do her chores at home and seems pretty unhappy most of the time. How might you intervene? A. Give her extra chores when she forgets. B. Write out her chores and post them on the refrigerator, mark them off as they are completed, then celebrate. C. Notice when she completes a chore and compliment her for responding to the needs of the family. D. Start a family dinner ritual where each family member offers his or her high and low for the day. Or E. B, C, and D.
Correct. Celebrating the success of accomplishing her chores is a small but powerful way to help your daughter see herself as capable and to strengthen your relationship with her. Recognizing her contributions to the family will improve your daughter's worldview. The dinner time ritual of describing events and connecting them to feelings may be the most helpful long-term strategy for addressing her unhappiness.
You are a kinship parent to your 10-year-old niece who loves school but dawdles getting ready. She has missed the school bus several times, causing you to be late for work because you needed to drive her. What can you do? A. You help her pick out her clothes and prepare her backpack the night before. B. You buy an alarm clock for her room and let her set the time to get up. C. Let her manage her own time and make sure to notice and praise her when she needs minimal prompting. D, A, and B, or E, A, and C.
Sorry. The correct answer is the combination of helping her pick out her clothes the night before and understanding her limitations. Realistically, your niece might not be able to get herself ready in the morning. Helping her get ready the night before is essentially getting a time in together, which can help you build attachment. Also, you are parenting based on her needs, not her chronological age. We did not choose letting her manage her own time because she might not be capable of doing so.
You're fostering two brothers who just can't seem to get along. The boys are constantly fighting, taking each other's things without permission, and blaming each other when things go wrong. You're beginning to feel more like a referee than a parent, and you're beginning to worry about them hurting each other. Which approach might be an effective parenting strategy? A. You take each of them aside and practice role-playing different options for talking to his brother. B. You commit to letting them work it out because problem-solving skills are an important characteristic of resilient people. C. During dinner, you and your spouse present a problem you encountered that day and talk through how you tried to handle it. D. All of the above, or E. A and C.
Correct. Role-playing and modeling are both effective strategies. Role-playing is a great way to both teach and rehearse skills. It can also be the basis for the siblings to gain some empathy for one another. Actively coaching and modeling how to handle challenging situations is teaching your children problem-solving skills. By talking through your daily challenges, you are demonstrating that there are many ways to approach problems.
Chris, we're coming to the end of the course. Is there anything else you'd like to point out?
Thank you, yes. Our scenarios are just examples, and what might work for one child might not work for another. Trauma-informed parenting requires creating a unique approach to help each child work through their previous experiences. And the trauma-sensitive review form is designed to guide your approach as you help build trust with your child. I would also like to remind people that there is a wealth of information in the handouts section, including one we just added on advocating for trauma-informed services.
This concludes our course on trauma-informed parenting. We hope it has been useful in helping you understand the after effects and impact of complex trauma, as well as how to adjust your parenting practices to help your child.
To be traumatic, an event must A. involve exposure to injury, violence, or death. B. results in symptoms like nightmares, anxiety, or depression. C. be witnessed or experienced directly or by a close family member. Or D. all the above. All the above. Trauma-informed parenting is parenting a child by responding to the cause of his or her problem behavior, parenting a child by focusing only on his or her problem behavior, parenting a child by ignoring the problem behavior and focusing on his or her strengths, parenting a child by using strategies that are successful with other children. Oh, let's see. I think I'd go with C. Nope. In trauma-informed caregiving, the emphasis is first to understand the behavior as a symptom of experiences. Then, instead of responding to the challenging behavior, we respond to what is causing the behavior. Right here. Long-term child abuse is an example of which type or types of trauma? Acute trauma, chronic trauma, complex trauma, both B and C. Complex. Whoops. There is chronic trauma, which would be multiple exposures to traumatic events like living in a neighborhood Where there's a lot of ongoing violence, we use the term complex trauma to describe the pattern of traumatic events beginning in childhood and their wide-ranging impact on children. B and C. Events like abuse and neglect are always traumatic for the child. Only traumatic if the child interprets them as traumatic. Only traumatic if they involve the child's parents or close relatives. Only traumatic if they result in the child being removed from the family home. It's how the child interprets them. Skill development can only occur during some stages of development, can occur in adulthood, but the skill will be weak, can't be taught because skills can only be acquired naturally. None of the above. None of the above. To understand the child's behavior, a parent who is practicing trauma-informed care should ask which of the following questions. What is wrong with you? What has happened to you? Why did you do that? None of the above. What has happened to you? If we figure out what the triggers are, if we can find those out, then we can be more careful and precise in applying strategies. Which of the following is defined as the ability to bounce back after experiencing adversity or as the ability to adapt? Resilience. Which is a true statement about complex trauma? Complex trauma is done by someone the child doesn't know. Complex trauma leaves their after effects. Complex trauma occurs during childhood or adulthood. Complex trauma includes exposure to a single traumatic event. Complex trauma leaves after effects. When identifying sources of strength, parents should look at the child's relationship with and supports, coping strategies, talents and interests, all the above. All the above. A child who's been removed from his or her home or who has had multiple placements may experience acute trauma, ambiguous loss, after effects of trauma, obvious loss. Ambiguous loss, and this was from the beginning of the training. A child who has witnessed domestic violence from the age of 2 on, was abused by his mother and her partner, and has developmental delays, has experienced complex, acute, chronic, or exposure. Chronic. Nope. Complex. Includes multiple traumatic events. So, complex. A child comes home each day and is unable to tell his parents what happened at school. The child may be experiencing which after effect of complex trauma? Detachment. Which of the following is an example of compromised attachment? Spacing out, checking out, difficulty communicating, not feeling safe in relationships, feeling hopeless, worthless, or unlovable. Compromised attachment. No. Children who have experienced trauma at a young age within the caregiving environment may have compromised attachment. Not feeling safe in relationships. A tendency to become upset when faced with having to make a decision may be an indication of behavioral after effects, cognitive after effects, emotional after effects, or both B and C. Cognitive and thought issues can affect a child's executive functioning, motor development, emotional regulation, social acuity, executive function. With regard to relationships and supports, it is important for the caregiver to encourage relationships only with individuals who are positive role models, discourage relationship with individuals who are involved in the trauma, encourage relationships with individuals who are already involved in the child's life, avoid being actively involved in the child's relationships. What can a parent do to ensure that a child in care feels emotionally and physically safe? Ask the child what she or he needs to feel safe. Provide consistency in routines. Follow through on promises and commitments. All the above. Parents should praise and encourage only talents or interests that are realistic. Any talent or interest, no matter how small. Only talents or interests that